Hello. I accidentally disappeared from YouTube. Well, not from YouTube, but I disappeared from this channel for a little while because I was actually busy building another channel, which I will show you right here. Surprise! I'm getting ready to welcome baby number 2. I'm 25 weeks pregnant. I thought this would be super fun to sit down and chat all about minimalism and baby stuff. You know, babies come with a lot of gear. And if you're a kind of minimalist leaning person, or you just like a low clutter household, especially if it's your first baby, it can be really hard to kind of suss out what you really need and what is just sort of like extra stuff that you really can easily do without. I was pregnant with my daughter in 2019. She was born in early 2020. So it's been a good 6 years since we've welcomed a baby into our family. With that much time that's passed, I thought it would be really interesting to go through and chat about all the stuff that I will be reusing for this baby. So time-tested gear that lasted through my entire first kid's babyhood, toddlerhood, preschool, all the way through. And that is still in great shape that we're getting ready to reuse for baby number 2. So stuff that's really worth your while to purchase, to hold on to, and that, especially if you're planning to have multiple kids, can last you through your whole family growing process. Let me turn this down a little bit. Lost my ball. To kind of get at the heart of this, here's kind of like my minimalist baby philosophy. Babies need a safe way to travel, a safe place to sleep, clothing, and a way to eat. And that pretty much takes care of their needs in terms of material things. When I am thinking about baby supplies for our own family, these are sort of the criteria that I like to consider. I'd like to have safe and ideally natural materials, so wood, silicone, minimal plastic. Things that are multi-purposed, so something that's not a highly specialized item, but something that can be used in many different ways. Things that grow with our child or grow with baby, so not just for the infant stage, but it grows through all the stages. And yes, it has to be beautiful to an extent. I will choose something that has a more natural color tone or texture or feel because we live in a small space, and I think it contributes to the beauty and the serenity and the tactility that goes into a calm environment. And that might just be highly personal to me, but yeah, I think the stuff we choose needs to be beautiful and have some sort of tactile pleasure to it. I feel like I'm really out of breath just from talking, but I mean, that is the reality of pregnancy. So category 1 is feeding essentials. Now, I will put links to this stuff in the description box below, because like I said, if you're building your registry or shopping for your first baby, these are all time-tested items that I already used with our first kid 6 years ago, and we will be reusing again. So they're worth the investment if you're looking for these specific items. Now, I want to disclaim there are many wonderful ways to feed your baby. All ways are beautiful and valuable and important. With our first daughter, I did breastfeed her from the time she was born until she was on solids. Funny enough, she actually refused taking a bottle and never took a bottle, so you'll notice that my list is specific to breastfeeding. That's not to invalidate any other choices of feeding. Okay, first item up are wool nursing pads. If your milk comes in and you are leaking, you're gonna need something to help collect the milk, and wool nursing pads are natural, they're antimicrobial, they're gentle on your body and on your milk supply. You can have just one pair, gently wash them out at the end of the day, dry them overnight, and reuse them. So you don't need the disposable ones that are all plasticky and kind of like feel like diapers in your bra. I bought one set of these once and they're still going strong. Organic nipple balm, because when baby nurses, your skin gets sore and it's nice to have a little something to put on the skin that is safe for baby and safe for you. And I just prefer to avoid anything that is like petroleum based. The next item is my haka. My best friend gave this to me the first time around, and I could not believe how much of a lifesaver this thing is. When baby's nursing on one side, I just gently attach it to the other side and it catches any letdown. And it might just be an ounce or so at each feeding, but over the course of many, many feedings of a newborn during the day, At the end of each day, I'd have a full bag of milk to store without actually pumping, like without actually hooking myself up to an electric pump. And it was enough to build a little freezer supply in case of emergency. So I highly, highly recommend a Haka. The next item is a manual breast pump. This was perfect if I had a quick overnight away from baby and I needed to keep my milk supply up, or if you're traveling in the car and you can't, hook up an electric pump. A manual pump, this one worked really well for me last time around. Next up is an electric pump. Now, if you are planning to pump and bottle feed at any point, you probably will want the efficiency and ease of an electric pump. I did have this one the first time around. I did try it and it worked. My daughter just refused to actually drink out of a bottle. Next up, of course, if you are breastfeeding, is milk storage bags. You need a safe, sterile place to keep your milk and to measure it and write on it, date it, freeze it, etc. The glass bottles that we had the first time around, I don't fault the bottles. My daughter just was not interested. We are gonna attempt to help this baby learn how to use a bottle just to make life a little bit easier on mama this time around. And a bottle warmer. So of course, since we had bottles the first time around, we did have a bottle warmer, assuming that we were gonna be able to feed our baby warm bottles in the middle of the night. Okay, moving on to the next category, diapering. Yes, I'm kind of crunchy. Yes, we cloth diapered the first time around. If you are even a little bit cloth diaper curious, I highly encourage you to dive down that rabbit hole and to learn. It is not nearly as scary or as intimidating or gross or all the things that people think cloth diapering would be. It was so easy, and dare I say, it was actually enjoyable. It was a fun little ritual, and once my daughter was potty trained, my husband and I missed cloth diapering her. It was just such a sweet experience. If you are remotely curious about cloth diapering, I'd highly recommend checking out greenmountaindiapers.com. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever, but I've bought multiple items from them over the years, and they are a wealth of knowledge about how to choose from the many different styles of cloth diapering, how to wash them properly. It will answer all of your questions, so go ahead and check out that site if you are remotely interested. We saved hundreds and hundreds of dollars cloth diapering, probably into the thousands, because we cloth diapered from the time she was finished passing meconium, so like, day 3, up until she was potty trained. Now, when it comes to cloth diapering supplies, out of breath. I'm an out of breath pregnant lady right now. Sorry. There's multiple different styles of cloth diapers. First up are all-in-ones. We were gifted a handful of all-in-one cloth diapers, and they were wonderful to use. We just have 3 or 4 of them, and a newborn baby will go through 8 to 12 diapers in a day. So it wasn't enough for us to use all-in-ones exclusively, but all-in-ones is just almost like a disposable. You just put the whole thing on and you throw the whole thing in the laundry. It's all attached. There's nothing to fold. There's nothing to pin. It's just like all together in one. The next option that we loved at the newborn stage was a shell with an insert. So this, as you can imagine, is like an outer waterproof shell and any kind of absorbent insert you want to put on the inside. And the third option we used for the majority of our daughter's diapering journey, once she was big enough, is the Grovia outer shell with this snap-in inserts. These are so easy. It's almost like a washable maxi pad that is built for this specific diaper, and it snaps in, and you just separate them, wash them, dry them, put them back together. It was the easiest way to cloth diaper. My mom and other caretakers were able to do this without any sort of, learning how to fold or learning how to do anything special. It is almost the same as disposable diapering. Whew, okay. I can't believe I talk a lot. I really talk a lot. If you're not even gonna cloth diaper, I highly recommend getting some cloth wipes. Again, we got these at Green Mountain Diapers, and I think we had maybe 24 or 36 of them the first time around. We still use them every day for my daughter, who's 5.5. She uses them to wash her face. She uses them when she's doing face paint, boo-boos, anything that you need a little, body wipe for. I've used them in the past for taking off makeup. These perfect little rectangular cloths. They're super soft cotton on one side and a small terry cloth on the other side. So one side is kind of grippy, which is really great for baby poop, and the other side is very soft. These you can just throw in the wash. And when I tell you that we literally bought maybe 2 individual packages of disposable wipes for my daughter's entire journey from birth through potty training, I'm not lying. We We use these over and over and over and over. 5.5 years later, they're still going strong. I just bought 2 more fresh packs for this baby because, again, my daughter still uses hers, so we have a little separate pile for this baby. Now, when it comes to wetting the wipes, we used baby bits. These are little solid cubes that you dissolve in warm water. You can make 1 whole bottle at a time, and a bottle will last you a couple of days in your diaper changing station. These are wonderful. There's no harsh chemicals. I think it has a little bit of coconut oil and a little bit of essential oils, maybe lavender and chamomile if I remember correctly. Now, we use an organic diaper balm. We don't use a zinc-based balm or anything petroleum-based. I try to avoid anything petroleum-based. I love zinc for the skin, but zinc does build up on cloth diaper fabrics. So zinc wipes, I'm out of breath again, and then I can't think. When I can't breathe, I can't think. Zinc diaper balms are not really compatible with cloth diapering. And the final piece that you'll need if you choose a cloth diaper is a wet bag, just somewhere you can toss your dirty diapers at a diaper change. And at the end of the day, or whenever your wash routine is for your diapers, you can throw the whole bag, including the diapers, the bag itself, in the washing machine. Okay, category number 3. I need to move through this a little bit faster. Clothing. There's a million ways to clothe your baby. There's all kinds of fabric choices. As I've mentioned, I prefer natural fibers, so cotton, bamboo, wool, that's probably it when it comes to babies. We love wrap style onesie like t-shirts, especially with the bulky cloth diaper on the bottom. They're easier because you don't have to pull them down over baby's head. When it comes to jammies, magnets or zippers. There's snaps on all kinds of stuff, and snaps are okay, but if you have the choice, zippers or magnets will make your life so much easier. It's easier than fussing with these like tiny little snaps and a zillion little snaps, especially when baby is cold or it's the middle of the night and you're trying to get back to sleep, trying to get baby back to sleep, and you just want to like expedite the changing. I love a good sleep gown for a baby, so it goes over their body, their arms go in, and the bottom just ties up in a big knot. So it's just like a long dress. And that makes diaper changes easy and cozy because baby gets to stay covered and warm on the whole top half, especially when they're all sleepy and snuggly. And you just like unknot it, pull it up, change the diaper really quick and knot them back up and they stay cozy. We absolutely loved our Ollie swaddle the first time around. We tried a handful of different swaddles. The Ollie swaddle is just the one that we had the most success with. It's healthy for baby when you wear it below their shoulders, but basically it's like a very stretchy piece of fabric that velcros around baby, and the bottom of it, just like the sleep gown, just ties in a loose knot. So baby's hips can move freely, hips and knees and feet. And then once baby was big enough to, be done with the swaddle, once she started rolling over, we switched her into the Magic Merlin, which was a game changer. We went through a horrible sleep regression when she was out of the swaddle until we found the Magic Merlin, which honestly was like, I can't believe how much it helped her. It's almost like a weighted blanket, but it's a suit. And baby is like, I don't know, like an astronaut suit. It's warm, it's a little bit of gentle weight to make them feel secure, because babies obviously can't use blankets yet. It really was magic. Okay, moving on. I will get through this and I will edit this into much more brevity because I have forgotten how to be brief. Okay. Category 4, care, bathing, hygiene, etc. If you're gonna buy any baby gear, get this specific set of nail clippers. They are genius. They have a little peekaboo window so that you can see what you're cutting because wow, baby's nails are so tiny in terms of a bath. We have this bathtub that we've loved. It has multiple different positions, and when baby is small, you do kind of want their own little separate tub because they're just so delicate, especially when they can't hold their head up yet. And finally, in bathing, Dr. Bronner's soap, Castile soap, category 5, baby gear. This is where stuff can get crazy out of hand. So again, not trying to sound judgmental because I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying, like, if you just want to distill down to the essence of things you might really need and get the uses out of for multiple kids, here's your list. For us, it was a newborn wrap, one of those like big giant pieces of fabric that like ninjas up into this tiny little ball and keeps tiny little baby cozy on your chest. After that, it was a linen ring sling, which is strong and sturdy and very comfortable for mom. Great for babies who are a little bit bigger and want to turn their head and see all the things and be a little bit more involved in what's going on around them. And also a full-on structured baby carrier. So we did have all three styles of carriers. We used each of them. You do need the tiny wrap when baby is really small. The wrap quickly when baby grows just is not enough support for them or for your own body. And then the structured carrier, I mean, we used that up until the time my daughter was like maybe 3. So it really does hold a lot of weight. A stroller with a car seat adapter. Here's the one that we are using. Also, of course, a car seat and a mirror. The mirror we did find necessary, the mirror that kind of attaches to the headrest. And that's so that when you're driving, you can look in your rearview mirror and you can see baby's face, because baby is obviously rear facing for many, many months of their life. Are they sleeping? What are they crying about? What's happening? You just need to be able to put eyes on baby. A sound machine. We used a sound machine religiously for like 4 years. The sound of a thunderstorm will forever put all of us to sleep. A high chair for feeding. We loved the IKEA high chair. We still have it. We will use it again. We had a Baby Bjorn bouncer that we bought secondhand. We just took the cloth off, took the fabric cover off, washed it in the washing machine, put it back on. We used it for my daughter and we are using that same one again. So it is nice to have a safe place to put baby down when they're small and they're not quite mobile yet. They can't be crawling around, or, you know, you just need an alternative to tummy time, or you need a place to put them while you take a shower or prep dinner. You need a safe place to put your baby down. Of course, a bassinet and a crib. The first time around, we just used the bassinet that came with our stroller system. This time around, I think we are gonna go ahead and purchase a dedicated bedside bassinet, one where the side can come down to make transferring baby in and out of bed during nighttime feedings a little bit easier. I will say, like, having the bassinet where we had to like lift her off of my breast and like try to get her back down while she's asleep was really hard and not conducive to keeping her asleep. A baby monitor, which we did use to put eyes on baby when she was napping in her room, checking on her, etc. And baby proofing items, so outlet covers, and that's pretty much all we used. Our kit did come with like handle locks, but we never actually wound up using them. A baby gate will be another baby proofing item that will be necessary for safety depending on, you know, your house setup. But we have 2 sets of stairs that we need to protect little ones from. It sounds like I'm running. It sounds like I'm running, like, and it feels like I'm running. Okay, anyway, category 6, feeding for mama, especially if you're breastfeeding, or when I was breastfeeding, I couldn't get enough water. So like a nice big water bottle that you can keep on your bedside stand, because during the night, when you're not sleeping already, the last thing you want to do is like trudge out of bed and go get a glass of water. So you need a big insulated water bottle. Nursing friendly snacks that you can keep next to your bedside. Again, like something about feeding, and it's often like as you're literally physically feeding your baby, you become ravenous and so thirsty, and you need something that you can like reach with one hand and eat with one hand. So whether you make protein balls or you buy packaged lactation cookies or like Lara bars or whatever your snack of choice is, that's healthy and will give you good fuel. Oh yeah, and some stasher bags, which we love our stasher bags. They're silicone bags that replace plastic Ziploc ones. Because again, if you're making yourself protein balls or lactation cookies or some sort of snacks at home to keep on your bedside stand, they're easy to open with one hand. They're not like a lid that you need to pop off. You know, you really are doing stuff with one hand. Okay, so again, this is my like no fluff list of stuff that we are reusing for our second baby. We already have this stuff. We've already used it the first time around. It's 6 years old or more and has lasted in storage and through the, you know, hard daily use of having a baby, and we're gonna be using it all again. So let me know, is anything missing? Did I miss a whole category? I definitely have pregnancy brain at this point, so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if I missed something super obvious, but let me know in the comments, or let me know in the comments if there's something that you can't live without, or something that you're like, you know, here's an alternative, Melissa. Like, you don't really need that thing you listed. Try doing it this way instead. I love learning from y'all. And yeah, if you are also pregnant yourself, check out my Mama's Mat channel, my prenatal yoga channel. I am a Spinning Babies trained certified prenatal yoga teacher and certified yoga teacher, and I've got over a decade of teaching experience. And it was high time for me to start a dedicated prenatal yoga channel. So if you are interested in that, check it out. I will leave a link in the description box below. Okay, I'm thoroughly out of breath. I probably need to rest and drink a lot more tea and a lot more water. But if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe because I will be making a lot more minimalism, like minimalism with kids, kid-friendly, family minimalism content. Oh, my brain. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. It feels really good to be back, and I will see you in my next video.